Hello, guys. Welcome to Friday Night Frights. That's what we're going to call it officially. Fabian, we have a name now for our show.
Yes, we do.
And it's Two Brews in the chat.
Two Brews in a chat, yeah.
But
Welcome.
this one's going to be Two Brews in the chat. No, I'm just kidding.
Friday Night Frights edition.
Yes.
Featuring...
Two brews and a boo, cause it's scary.
That's gonna sound a little...
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound a little weird.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all thinking about something
We
else.
say the boo is our imaginary girlfriend.
And we can put like a... You know what?
Yeah.
Since we're gonna have the chalk, we can just draw her in the bag. Yeah. That wouldn't be bad though.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have a special guest today, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
She was on the earlier podcast, but tonight, now she's here to tell us some frightening stuff that has happened to her.
Well, how are we getting started? Because I have like a lot.
Let's start this way. The
Do
same
you
way we
believe
started. Yeah.
in ghosts?
Yes, 100%.
Have you had many experiences?
Yes.
How many?
I don't count them, but like the ones that I've actually like felt scared and felt like something was there, maybe like 2 or 3.
How old were you?
They're all like different ages. Like I was probably like in middle school. No, yeah, probably like one every like grade school.
Because we hear a theory that the stuff that's happened to us is when we're younger.
No, mine are like...
Till this day, have you had scary stuff happen to you?
Recently?
To this day, not anymore. Like the last time that it happened was probably like in college.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
age.
so it's not that long ago, right?
Maybe like
you wouldn't
4
say
years
you were
ago.
like super young when this happened to you?
Well, the first couple ones had happened when I was pretty young, and then like some in middle school, high school, and then like the last one was in like I was visiting home from like being at school.
Okay. So like one more question, like so you're a believer, right? Like in that stuff?
Yeah.
I had a conversation. I'm just gonna start it off like this too. I had a conversation with my family yesterday. We were drinking, by the way. So that's how conversation gets started. But like, are you a religious person?
That's like I don't know, cause growing up, my family made me be religious, and not in a bad way where my mom was like, "You gotta get us to yeah," but she did set me up.
Yeah.
I had to do everything, church school or Sunday school and all that. But the older that we got, I kind of just let it go. But I do believe that there's something higher. I don't know what to call it, like
a higher power.
Yeah,
really.
But I mean, everybody to each their own. I believe like other people have their stuff, but for me it's a mixture of both, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not something you really just sit down and think about every single day, so it's like
sometimes.
Okay, so about this family party.
Yeah, so we were there and we were just, the reason why I ask if you're religious is because I asked like, oh well, what do you think happens when we die?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
To me, and it sounds a little like but for me it's like I really did think that nothing happened to us, but then I came across like this science thing, or I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's like energy can neither be created nor destroyed, and we're energy, and I feel like in some weird capacity, even if we're just like energy that helps create a star or energy that turns out to be something else, I don't know, but we're still gonna be there, and even in a minuscule way, we'll still exist somehow.
Gotcha.
We might not know about it, but we'll be there.
Okay. So like ghosts?
Yeah, or ghosts, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like this energy, do you think it could be like...
If it's big enough, you think that's when it turns into a ghost? Or is it...
Well, I was just saying energy in general, like we could become a tree, or I don't
Do you
know, like
believe
anything.
in reincarnation?
I don't know. But I don't know what happens to it. I just know that we just don't disappear. Like something has to happen to whatever energy we hold inside of our bodies.
Okay. So what is it? Let's just jump into it. What's one of the things that you most like you experienced that like you remember it very clearly? Like what's the one out of like the many that you've had that was like holy crap? Like,
The one that stood out the most.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Okay.
So
Let's hear it.
the first one when I was really young. So my parents had bought the house that they live in now, and it was one of those days where everything was like perfect. It was nice. It was summer. My parents had birds, so they were putting them outside in the patio or the backyard. And I could hear my mom's music playing, and we were having a good time. Like, I'm talking good time. Like, this is like one of those things that you remember from your childhood. And all of a sudden, like, I told myself, like, oh, I gotta go upstairs to my room and go grab something. So I'm just like running up the stairs, and like nothing happens when it's nice outside, and it's like such a nice livelihood environment. And I went up to my room, and I had one of those types of beds that has like a canopy over it.
Okay.
So it was like one of the girliest rooms I've ever had. Like, it was all pink and whatever. I was probably like 6th grade or something like that, like late elementary school. And I didn't have any dolls. Like, I don't have any dolls. And so what I saw on my bed, like as I walked in, like my room had like a little step down. But right before you get into the room, it's like a little closet, and then it's the bedroom.
Okay.
And so I turn around and I look, and I see that there's like a doll on the bed, and she's like super pretty porcelain doll. And I'm like, how the hell did this thing get here? And I just kind of like stood there, and I always, whenever I watch scary movies, I'm like, bitch, run. Like, why are you standing there? But I could not move. I could not move.
You were terrified.
Yeah. I had to like I could not turn my back to what it was.
It's like, kind of like you get that, like, you're in shock type of thing, right? Like because like there's times where, like, even like if you wake up in the middle of night and you like for some reason forget you have your, like, for example, we have tripods, but if you put like a hoodie over it,
that's when it looks like something's just.
And it's there. It's like you feel
hell?
like you can't move, you know, because it's just like, is this real? Is this, you know? That's how you felt.
Yeah, I did a double take, and I had to literally just walk backwards until I got to the stair. Ooh, when I got to the stairs,
You took off.
I took off.
Yeah.
I felt like I was gonna trip.
Yeah.
But as soon as I went outside, I told my mom, I'm like, I don't know what exactly I told her, but I told her that I was really scared. From that day on, my brothers, my mom, my dad, they had to take me to my room. Up until high school even, they always had to someone had to take me upstairs to my room because I was scared.
Yeah.
And you could ask like any of my brothers, and they were annoyed by it.
Yeah.
They're like, just go, like, it's fine. And my room was the type that we had a light switch, but that light switch wasn't to turn on the lights. It cut all the power in the room.
Okay.
So if I wanted to turn on the lights in my room, I had to walk in the dark, go to the lamp, and turn it on. So I was even more scared that something was watching me. I turn on the lamp and it disappears, pero sí me daba miedo, and they always had to take me to my room.
Yeah. Dang. Wait, so you saw, like, it was the doll, right?
After that, did you not see that doll anymore?
After that, I had dreams about the doll, but I feel like that's normal to have those dreams. But then what happened then, esa casa it's like old per se, but not that old, but old enough where then they started renovating the basement, and they took down like walls, because before, you guys have been there, it was an open area when you guys came, but before there were walls.
Okay.
So they took down all the walls, put new drywall, and they found a doll in the wall. But it wasn't the same looking one. It was one of those like dolls que está raggedy to the body, but only the head is like plastic.
Okay.
And I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, you gotta like burn this. You gotta like dispose of it correctly. They just threw it in the trash, and I was like, guys, no, like.
It's like Annabelle's gonna come back.
Yeah, dude, it was really
No,
scary.
that's scary.
Till this day, are you scared of dolls?
Well, it's not the dolls that I'm scared of. I feel like guaranteed there's something in their house. Somebody died there. And I feel like there's like other things going on, because the second thing that happened to me, which was like around college age, that one was like really, really scary.
In that house too?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that's happening there.
So let's hear that one too, because I want to see how that like.
So
From young to.
because there's stuff like in the middle. The stuff in the middle was like obviously like, and my mom would tell me things too, and I would always be like, "Ma, ¿pa qué me dices?" Porque now I'm scared.
Yeah.
But she tells me because she's scared too. So my mom would tell me que ella veía en mi cuarto una sombra negra. So she started to put a nightlight. That's why I always sleep with a nightlight. I'm scared of the dark now.
Wait, to this day?
To this day. To this day. But ella me decía, she's like, es que yo veo una sombra muy negra en tu cuarto y me da miedo ir a ver qué es. And I'm like, pues imagínate yo
Yo me duermo
dormida.
ahí.
Yeah. So she would tell me stuff. She would say that she would see like a duende walking around.
See that's scary.
I don't even know, dude. My dad one time was fixing a car in the garage with un señor. Y se apagaban los focos. And he'd be like, yo, don't, like, stop playing around. Like, hold the light. Like, I'm trying to fix your car. Y le apagaron otra vez los focos. And then he went to go turn them on, the guy. And then he's like, well, maybe it's my kids, you know, playing a joke on us. And then, like, it kept happening. And then el señor se asustó también. Y my dad was like, yeah, aquí, like, pasan esas cosas. Y ya el señor no regresó. But stuff like that would happen. Or I'd be getting ready and stuff would just kind of not be in the space that I left it at.
Yeah.
Like, the one that I remember the most, you know how your drawers are down here? And the microwave is, like, you know, up here. When you take a spoon out or a fork, you put it on the countertop. I went back for it, and it was, like, on the microwave. And I was like, why would I put it there? Or, like, the remote. Little things like that. And so, like, the one that, like, kind of, like, really, really scared me was... and I have really vivid dreams. I don't know if I ever told you guys. But it was when I was visiting back. So me and my sister were sharing the same room at that point.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like bunk beds. So I was on the top one, and it faces the doorway of the room.
Okay.
And I remember I was, like, close to waking up because I was like, once I start, like, dreaming, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wake up soon. Like, I just already know myself. And I just saw this black figure, and it was just, like, the top from, like, the nose or, like, chin up, because I was on the top bunk. And it was just, like, coming through the door, and my feet were there, right? Let's see. It was coming through, and then came to the side of my body, and then I could just feel it, like, next to my face, just...
Yeah.
And I get goosebumps. Literally.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it really happened.
Okay.
And then I could just feel it looking at me.
Yeah.
And I've had dreams before where when I know it's, like, a nice dream, I see white. And when it gets scary, it turns red. And I've gotten to the point where, like, I can tell myself when it's going to be scary and I can try to change it.
Yeah.
But in this case, I couldn't. I really couldn't. And so it just felt like it was glaring at me, like, forcing me to look at it, but I wasn't giving it the satisfaction, like, at all. And it got to the point where, oh, dude, I don't even know how to describe it, but, like, it was like a figure, but it wasn't whole. And then it just, like swifted onto me, like, on my body.
Okay.
And so I felt, like, heavy. And then it was, like, to me, it looked like an old ass face, like an old lady, being wrinkly, like, but, like, ugly, like, podrida. Yeah. And she grabbed me from my, like, right, oh my God, dude, I don't like it. She grabbed me from, like, right here. And she went like this to me. And your dogs, they know, they sense the energy.
I know, right? Yeah.
Pero me hizo así, and she shook me from my shoulders, and I was still laying down.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was paralyzed. And I had to, like, scream to my mom, like, come here, like, I'm not okay. I'm so scared.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't come because she's like, okay, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you know, but, like, I could not move. And that ended up happening another time, but it was a little bit different. The same thing kind of happened where it came towards my bed. Mm-hmm. But this time, my mom, in the morning, she would always do, like, laundry and whatever. Mm-hmm. So me acuerdo que ella se metió, and she was, like, talking to me, like, oh, nomás estoy entrando a guardar tu ropa.
Yeah.
The thing was, like, on my side, but when she came in, started talking to me, it disappeared.
Oh, really?
But I was still kind of sleeping, so I didn't know if it was the dream or not. So then later when I woke up and, like, she was downstairs, I was like, Ma, like, did you come inside and, like, put clothes away? And she's like, yeah, why? And I'm like, Mom, like, you fucking saved me. Like, yeah. And she's like, wow, like, I didn't know. And to this day, even she sometimes sees stuff, but
So you think it's a house? You think it's a house then?
I think it's the house, because when I went away for school, nothing happened. When I lived in New Mexico, sí me daba miedo. I was like, what if I get scared here? But nothing ever happened. And I feel like the reason why I don't get scared at that house anymore, like, there was at one point where I was like, okay, you're here. fine here. Like, do your thing, but don't do it to me. And then, like, I got a little bit less tense about it.
Okay.
But there's still stuff that happens that my mom tells me, and I'm like, well, don't tell my sister because she will freak the fuck out.
So does anybody that live there, like your sister or your brother, get scared?
They haven't told me anything, but my mom, she's the only one that will tell me. I feel like they'll be like, oh, it's because of this or that.
Like find an excuse to
They'll
not make it
find an
scary.
excuse, but I'm like, nah, dude. When that shit is like invading your dreams, moving shit around, and like other people see it without you telling them what you see.
Okay, so this kind of going a little bit off topic, not really, but like I remember the last time that I was inside that house, there was cameras.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever capture anything on the cameras?
No, we're too scared to go back and look at them.
Okay, I was gonna say because I know that you guys had cameras. I don't know where the cameras were, but honestly,
pointing
I knew
at
that
the
they were
doorways.
yeah. So you guys have never like.
No,
like,
dude,
anything?
we.
I would have been going
Hell
right
no.
through
Just
it. Yeah,
scrolling.
like
No.
come on, make something happen. No, because I feel like it's at if it's like the house and stuff, or anything really. Like I feel like if you pay attention to it, the more attention you give it, the more like.
Yeah, that's what I was telling myself too. Yeah.
So, it's scary though. So now we bought a Ouija board.
You guys bought a
We're
board?
bringing it out right now.
Nah, dude, stop. That would have been like, I should betrayed. I want to leave. We're not friends anymore.
No, okay.
But to go back, remember last week we talked about your house with the hole?
Yes.
So,
Did you like find out about it? Or?
So my sister said that her boyfriend's friend had he lived in the house, but there was also a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And he was like,
kind of-
what the heck? And like in the basement, a hole in the basement, just endless. And he said he looked it up and he like we did research and everything, and it said that it used to be a funeral home, I believe.
Oh, no.
And they would just dump the bodies down the hole.
That's
So
weird.
it wasn't even a little hole. It was
a big hole, yeah. And they
Dang.
would just throw the bodies on there. So maybe that's what was in your old
I
house.
don't know though. I mean, the thing with Elgin is like it's an old like city.
What is it
basically.
going to be a well? No.
Maybe, and hey, who knows?
A
Maybe,
dried up well
maybe
in the basement?
a hole. I mean, you never know what happened. Maybe they dumped bodies in there. You know. So, who knows? Who knows?
That's not right.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that. But okay, so like, let's just say we went on a ghost tour though.
I would do that.
You would do it?
Well, it depends. Because have you guys ever seen the guy who did Ghost Adventures, Zach something?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
He
about.
owns a museum with like artifacts or like
Kinda like
items that are possessed. I would not go to that.
Edward and
Yeah.
Lorraine Warrens, whatever. Yeah.
I would not go to those.
You wouldn't?
No.
Why?
Because if that
Just
has
don't
bad
touch things.
no, I still don't want to be
I'm
around
pretty
it.
sure that they go and bless it though.
That's still like they have you sign a waiver. I'm like, if,
No way. Okay,
yeah,
never-
I'm
Okay,
like,
no.
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
So
Never-
I sent Fabian the other day. I looked up scary places to go in Elgin, around Elgin, and there was one that's like a railroad in South Elgin. I think you probably heard about it. It's apparently very popular, but they said a train ran over
a school
a
bus.
school bus full of kids,
Yeah.
and that if you go there and you can hear the kids.
You wouldn't do it?
no.
I think I would.
And from
Not
what
in that
honestly.
from what
case.
I've been told, if you put flour on your windows and like on the back of your car,
Ponen las manitas.
you can see that like you park in the middle of the train tracks, you can see the kids trying to push you off, like the handprints of the
trying to
kids.
save you.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't go.
Would you guys do?
I'm down.
I'm getting the chills right now just
No,
talking about it.
no.
Yeah, no, but I had heard about that a while ago.
But apparently there's
so.
a lot of places, and also Channing. There's a lot in Channing.
Yeah, well, I went to school in North Central, Naperville. I don't think you went, but you've been to the
I
school.
went
Oh, you did?
for your art
Oh,
exhibit.
the art exhibit. There we go.
Yeah.
So there's a building there that's actually supposedly like super haunted. Like it even pops up as on a website and whatever. It was, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a theater. There was performed and whatever, and they had a tour of it.
Yeah.
And they told us like all the stories. Apparently, some guy died, and like he's like knocks, and I don't know, but like it's a whole ordeal. And I
Right.
wanted to see activity of it, but like when they did the tour, like it looks creepy and eerie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an older school too.
Yeah.
but I would do a tour.
Would you guys be down to go and walk around a cemetery?
No. You guys are doing like crazy stuff
Well,
that like I
want
wouldn't
to
mess
though,
with.
just because like I haven't experienced something lately.
Like-
You want to?
I
Just
kind of
come
want
over.
to.
Fuck around and find out.
Put just cameras around the house and being like, hey, can you move this?
Dude, that's when you like start inviting things though.
We watched
And you don't know
Hereditary,
what you're
and it's like, imagine this just like goes across the
Yeah.
table while we're doing
special effects make it happen.
it.
I was thinking, you know how you told us that story? You haven't said it here. I don't know if you are in the future about the mirror.
Yes. What about it?
Yes, like I was listening to a podcast last week, and
Yeah.
it said about how a lot like that you had the mirror had something that every apartment in the hotel or something like that had a mirror, and you couldn't move it out there because it's bad luck or whatever. So people would cover it, and then they hear people screaming.
I don't know if I've heard the same thing, but I heard something in a house where people were all murdered. After the murder happened, they had to cover up all the mirrors because they would see something behind them.
Yeah,
What?
like I don't know. I think there's something about mirrors. that,
Mirrors,
like,
yeah, apparently
Yeah.
mirrors possess some type of like
it's a reflection.
power, like that people can travel through it. I don't know what the thing
What?
is, but yeah.
We
It's
can
like a
time
second
travel?
realm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is kind of stupid, but you seen those things where they cover up the mirror and then put something behind it?
And
That
it's,
works.
That works?
Yeah, my friend tried
What's
it
the
at work.
science behind it?
He said he tried it at
Well,
work.
yeah,
and it
I
worked.
mean, you're supposed to.
But it sees around your arm.
Well, like let's say
Or
on
hand?
the mirror you put a piece of paper and something behind the piece of paper, and you look around the mirror, you can still see the object.
How?
I don't know.
It's,
I don't know.
Perspective? I don't know.
it's 2D, not 3D.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
The
know.
reflection
I don't
of the
wanna-
light. I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know.
But so you guys asked me. Now I can ask a question. Have you guys had anything happen to you?
Yeah. Lately, no. I mean, there's a couple of things, and I talked about this in the first episode with you. I don't think you've
See.
seen
You
yet.
guys already
'cause
put it up?
we
No,
haven't.
we
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that's why. No,
But
that's
yeah.
why. That's why. But I don't really want to speak too much of it. But I will tell you, yeah. Like, I mean, I believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens. I believe in duendes, brujeria, and all that stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
so funny thing about aliens, I've been listening to podcasts too, and they say that when they witness aliens or whatever, and when they were over like in their house or whatever, the aliens, the ship, they don't make a sound, but you feel vibrations, like of the person that they're trying to contact or
I think
whatever.
that could be a thing.
Yeah.
And last night, I woke up and like I fell asleep, and then like I jumped, and then I was just like I felt like I was vibrating, like just out of nowhere.
That was Bella?
No, bro.
Dormiste en el carro, ¿no?
No, but yeah, I felt like I was just vibrating, and I was like aliens, and I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm going back to sleep.
You said they contacted me. Leave a voicemail.
I didn't want to look like into my closet area because I was like, what if there's just one motherfucker just standing there like this,
Yeah.
like looking at me, and
Watching
I'm like,
you
nah,
in the
and I
corner.
just said it's hot as hell, but I'm covered myself.
Yeah.
That's what happens sometimes. Like you just don't want to know what it is, but you can feel
Like
it
you-
there. But you're like, no,
Nah,
not today.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
No, there was a time too. I think when I was a little bit younger, but I mean, obviously, I knew. I would stare up at the sky with my dad. Like I would at night, we would just go outside and we would look at the stars. There was one time where I saw like it was like something moving, right? And you would think like, oh, it's a plane, but usually they have flashing lights. It was a solid like light, and I thought maybe it was like a satellite or something. But then it was weird because it like at one point it stopped moving, and then it just split off into two.
Ooh,
And then it was like it was slow, and then it just.
The
That's
Tesla
really cool.
rocket.
This was a while ago though, so.
So this one's not that scary. It's more funny. I used to have this friend that used to live in apartments behind my house, and apparently, like they used to see duendes in their apartment. And,
I feel like that's a little bit more common in.
But what are duendes? Like my mom always talked about them, but I never saw what she
they're
saw as far as
like
that.
gnomes.
Gnomes.
Yeah,
But like, what are they bad? Are they good?
Apparently, they play around. They just like fucking with you.
Oh,
From what
okay,
I've heard.
okay.
I heard that they're evil though. No, like they do
Liar.
like mess around and stuff, but they're like evil
have it.
creatures. Yeah, I don't know though. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think
Hey, I was talking, motherfucker. No, sorry. So the story, right? About my.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, he just introduced it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He says that one time his mom was showering, and apparently he saw a little hairy hand like reach inside the shower towards her, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
How did he wait?
His mom told him, I guess,
Oh, okay.
that happened. And I was like, I don't know about that one, man. That's crazy.
But you see, it's like when your parent tells you,
It has to be real, right?
because why would they fuck with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like why would
Oh,
they?
and this is another thing. In their house, they used to have La Santa Muerte, like the
Ooh.
statue.
Ooh, that's
Who did?
The friend that I had.
Okay, yeah. Well,
that's
they're
a
asking
weird
for it,
thing. You're
though.
asking because like La Santa Muerte is like good, bad, and bad,
Yeah, apparently you can ask it stuff and it gives it to you, but at
not
a
in the
cost.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's really weird how they do
And
that.
I see that a lot of people like worship that.
Yeah, that's a thing. There's like I don't know where it was that I saw. It was a documentary, but era un pueblo que like they idolize like La Santa Muerte, and for them it was more of the good that it did than the bad. But yeah, basically it's like if you tell it like, oh, I really want to land this job, like it might give you the job, but something else
Might
happen,
Yeah.
to get you that job. Like maybe you were up against a job with like your friend, and
You
they do
lose your
something
friend,
bad
yeah.
to your friend
Yeah.
instead, so that you can get it.
Mm. Dang. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to send that documentary my way because I wanna.
I watched it. I watched so many like.
If you know
Scary stuff.
good documentaries though, like send them my way, especially scary ones. Like I like those. Did you grow up watching Ghost Hunters and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like Ghost Adventures?
Well, everything. Like I think you guys know that I love horror movies. Like even the really bad ones, I will watch them because I just want to know. And it's funny because I was remembering like the first time that I ever watched a scary movie, and it was when I lived in. Do you know the apartments in front of Elgin High School, Poplar Creek?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I used to live there with my family, and I had my own room, and it was like super girly, and I had a TV. Those big TVs, you know,
The fat
bien
ones?
anchas,
Yeah.
it was a little one, but it was still so big because it was so fat. And I remember it was back then you flipped through the channels, and I was flipping through and I saw like Chucky, like it was already like playing. I don't know what part it was, and I was like, oh my god, this is scary, but I like it, and I want to keep watching. And from there, like I just started watching, and whenever I see a documentary, like I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you guys are making something, or Ghost Hunters 2. I'm like, you expect me to believe that like wherever you go, you're gonna capture footage? Like, come on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do believe that even though they go somewhere that's haunted, even though they might not capture it, there still might be something going on there.
Yeah. Okay, so going into that kind of like, because I used to watch it and like I got tired at one point because they weren't really, you know. But on TikTok now, there's a girl. Her name's Canela. You ever seen her?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna send you guys like a little thing.
Snippet.
Yeah, but you'll like her thing is like basically. People will send submissions of like scary videos and stuff like that, and like that's all her page is really about. It's cool though. It's cool. I think it's cool, but like do not watch it at night.
I would watch it at night.
Yeah, it's really cool though. But she does live streams sometimes doing it and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. I think she's from like Cali, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, now that you bring that up, do you guys think that... So back then, I feel like it was really hard to capture activity because I feel like a ghost won't show itself to you unless it wants to be known.
Mm-hmm.
Pero ahora, like, there's cameras recording, like, all the time. So even if you are not trying to catch something, you might unintentionally catch it. Like, have you guys seen any TikToks that look, like, pretty real? Like,
well, see, the thing is nowadays, yes, there's a lot of technology.
But there's also a lot of editing.
Yeah, exactly.
well, that, yeah. So I can...
I feel like for
Has-
me to believe it, I'll have to witness it myself.
Okay.
If I don't want to. But
Did you see the one where I'm recording this guy and there's just a ghost running right?
I don't know what you're talking about. That could be editing right there.
It's my finger.
Oh, pues ya ves.
Yeah.
A low budget, but still made it work.
No, okay, so I'm gonna bring this up too because it's something, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me, but there's a video that I saw on the internet where
On the internet.
yeah, no, but this was maybe a while ago, and it was like, it's basically like these, it's like they look like they have, like it's two long legs, and they're just
The
like
dark?
walking. It's like in the dark, and it's outside, like it's footage from like a
Okay, I think I
security
know which
camera.
one you're talking
You know what
about.
I'm talking about? Like they look like they're just like little ghosts or whatever, but it's just legs or something like that walking across. What do you think of that?
I don't think
know.
I've seen that.
I think is it recent?
No, it's not. It was a
It's
while
because the
ago.
editing and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Apparently, like it's not the only time people have seen it though.
Like how people see Slender Man in different places and
Well,
whatever.
Slenderman's like obviously fake. It was
I
a
don't
made
know.
up.
I'm
It
just,
was a
I'm
made
just
up
giving an
thing.
example.
Yeah, so that's a made up thing. No, but like this is like it was captured on there, and like people had talked about like the same description and stuff without being shown the.
What it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Holy crap!" Like, yeah. What's one? For example, now that we talk about Slenderman, what's one like leyenda that you guys like truly believe in? Like, let's say, for example, like La Llorona. Are you guys?
I have to see stuff to believe it.
So you're on that.
So I haven't seen anything that a regular like.
Let's buy tickets to Mexico. Let's go.
Let's go.
No, dude. If you want to, okay, because it's kind of like the same as Andy. Like, I've experienced it, so I kind of believe other people's stories depending on how they.
Tell.
I don't want to say tell it to me, but the circumstances of how it happened and why they're telling me it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because, so like La Llorona, I personally haven't experienced anything like that.
Well,
Obviously,
yeah.
I've heard like the stories and whatever, but I don't know if you guys know that one road that is over by like the Riverwalk or the trail, bike trail.
Yeah.
And then there's like a bridge, and then the little smaller bridge where people on the bike path use.
Yeah.
I think we've taken pictures there. Or you guys might have taken pictures there.
No, I think you might have done it with Danny.
Maybe with Danny.
Yeah.
But my parents told me que una vez andaban manejando por ahí and que se les apareció una señora. Pero la señora no se parecía like, obviously, like La Llorona. It was like some random lady that they thought it was like, you
Yeah.
know, a hooker, like a juggie, something.
Yeah.
Pero que she was like waving them down, and then like the closer that they got, she just like disappeared. And they were like, where the fuck did she go? Like, it wasn't that dark for her to just like disappear into the woods, and why would she disappear in the woods?
Yeah.
You know, so they like stuff like that. Like I was like, like it sounds like it could have happened, like, and it could have been a ghost, but it also could have been like a random hobo just living in the woods.
Yeah.
Talking about that, if let's say you were driving in a dark road and you just see somebody walking in front of you, would you stop or would you just
I
keep
don't
going?
know, dude. Like that's because if
I
you
think-
stop, ooh.
I think we talked about it because we were like going through some cornfields.
Yeah, I
Yesterday,
drive
yeah.
through some cornfields behind South Elgin sometimes when I'm bored. Like I just like driving because it's peaceful.
Yeah. Okay.
And then one day I decided to put fucking scary stories while I was fucking driving, and it was the scariest thing of my life. I would see the trees moving, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like, "What if the car just dies here?" And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
No.
But yeah,
No, but I think one of the scariest things that I could imagine happening, like let's say you're driving over here to Belvedere through the back roads in the summer, you have cornfields.
Dude, no.
And if somebody
Somebody
like
just pops-
runs, like if they're looking for help or something and they have blood on them or something, like what would you do?
I'm sorry.
She-
I'm out.
Definitely.
You said so. I was going the speed limit, but not anymore.
If I have something, you go throw it out the
Yeah.
window. You're on your own.
No, I wouldn't even stop.
Look
No.
and he ran over, dude.
My bad, but like you were dead the minute you went into that.
Now that you bring up the thing about the cornfields, I remember one time I was driving to a friend's house. She kind of lives in the same area as this, but a little farther out.
Yeah.
And I was driving there after work, so it was like 6, and then it got dark. And I was excited because like we were having a sleepover, all of our friends. I was like, ooh, let's get the party started.
Yeah.
And then I hit the cornfields, and I'm like,
That's
No.
scary.
Let me turn around.
and I thought that me putting on the high beams would be less scary. Absolutely not.
No,
Se veía
it
más,
ma-
and it was
yeah.
endless. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, exactly. That's scary. Yeah.
Because you don't see any, and even if it's just a deer that runs by, that would scare like fuck out of me.
Like the deer that was dead in the middle of the road in that movie. And then the head.
Oh yeah, it was planned. They put it over there.
Headless. Yeah.
Have y'all heard the stories like about Sleepy Hollow and stuff like that? So apparently in Halloween, the headless horseman just walk like you can see it.
Mm-mm.
You believe in that?
I don't, because I haven't seen it. I have to see stuff to believe.
You're not gonna see everything though.
Well, yeah, but I want to. But I don't want to at the same time.
Well, you said like I need to be a believer.
Well, like, did you believe my story?
Yeah.
She's like,
why?
Because you actually got goosebumps and I saw you like react to it. You can't fake it.
Was it fake?
No, I'm not an actress.
if you were,
no, I don't
really good.
The doll was a paid actress.
No.
No, but I heard a lot of like porcelain dolls too. Like, they're scary shit.
Well, like the Annabelle doll, like that they made a movie about. They made her look so scary.
Yeah, before she didn't look like that.
In real life, she's not. She's just a little. I forgot. There's a
Raggedy
specific,
Ann doll.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And so she look fluffy as heck, you know. But they have her like locked away.
Chino has that one in the basement.
No.
Yeah.
The one from the store?
No, the real one.
No.
Obviously, it's not the real one,
Yeah.
but and that's
like
the thing. Antes me daba miedo andar en el basement because that's where we thought it lived or whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's in the basement.
yeah.
all the time, yeah.
But no, it's up in my room, bro. My sister's room now. But I know that I made peace with that thing because I had to sleep in Chino's room before the RV was ready.
Yeah.
And ahí estaba también the Annabelle that he has, the version. Y no me daba miedo, like, at all. I hear that too.
Yeah.
The choppers are coming for us.
Yeah.
Do
Dang,
you guys
that's
believe in like getting your legs pulled at night?
Wait, do you sleep with socks on or off?
It depends. Si no me pongo, si me da miedo que algo me agarre.
Something gonna be playing with my toes.
Because God forbid que te quiten la cobija, at least your socks are there to protect you. I'm glad we think the same, guys.
I sleep with socks on, but it's weird because like I have to take them off in the middle of the night or else I can't go to sleep.
They have to be like...
You said I put socks on and then
take
I
them
get
off
in bed
to take them off at night. It's weird.
I have to... Okay, I think I do the same thing as you do with certain socks. So I usually wear like the fluffy socks that are like fuzzy because they're not tight around my feet. Versus if I wear like athletic socks, I think that's what you wear.
I wear the no-show socks.
Pero están como más pegados. Yeah, I have to take those off or like this is my foot and just have them on half, just the toes, just to cover the toes.
Wow.
No, yeah, like I'll be sleeping and then it's like I can't sleep. Let me take, and with my feet, with my own feet, I take it. I just slide them off, and it's like I knock the fuck out, and it's like
what happened last night? I took out my socks.
Well, yeah.
Dang, this is. I'm excited.
For what?
I don't know, because I've never had like anybody to tell my stories to.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna need you to experience more things during the summer.
No,
so that by the time that we go camping and we do another episode with all of us talking about it, like that would.
Imagine we go camping and we all witness something.
That happened to me. Well, I didn't
camping?
witness something, but I really thought I was.
No, because so one of the things too is with camping, I just think of like Blair Witch stuff. Like you're you're sleeping in the tent or whatever,
and you just hear
like
I have one.
Like things like cracking and stuff, whatnot. Like people walking around and stuff. That would be creepy for me.
Can I share one?
Yes.
So, my good friend Ricky, if you're listening, you're cool for that. I'll send him the link. But he came to visit me in New Mexico, and I took him up to the Sandia Crest. It's the top of the mountain that overlooks Albuquerque. It was super nice. We saw the sunset, and it was Halloween. It was Halloween day. When we were going up the mountain, we drove up it, but you still kind of have to to get to this little brick house that's kind of like at the edge of where you overlook or where you have access to. You have to go through like a little route, and we came across some teenagers who one of them was wearing like a Scream costume, I think, and then they had like their dog. So I was like, okay, because other hikers were asking them like, what the fuck are you wearing this for like on a mountain on Halloween, like you're asking for trouble, you know, or something, like you guys are up to something. And they're like, oh no, we're film students, and they had like a camera and whatever. But in my mind I was like, to what I know, like maybe you guys are gonna do some creepy shit in the woods, I don't know.
Yeah.
So me and Ricky, we went to go to the brick house, and then we had to walk back, but we were at the point where we were just trying to have fun, I guess you could say. So we were like, fuck it, like, let's take our time. Like, we have flashlights. If we walk back in the dark, like, we're fine. Like, what's the worst that could happen? And so it got fucking dark.
Yeah.
So there was this path that we wanted to take that was, like, completely, like, in the dark. Like, it was just what you could use on the flashlight.
Yeah.
And we were just like holding each other back to back like this, shaking, and you could just hear things, and obviously like nothing scary was actually there.
Yeah.
But from like the noises, the darkness, the vibe of your friend being scared, like you might even make things up like yourself in your mind.
Yeah.
It's like the unknown.
Yeah. Especially like you just move your flashlight. What if there's something there? You move it back and it's gone. Ooh.
That I've seen like a lot of like movies from like horror movies of people in the woods. I'm telling you, that's kind of like one thing that I'm kind of like scared about.
Don't talk about it, because then it'll happen to us.
I hope it does. So, are we taking a Ouija board over there?
No.
Would you ever?
You and your Ouija board.
I know, right?
Would you?
So yesterday, me and my cousin Ole.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, if we get each other for Secret Santa this year, if you get me, give me a Ouija board. And if I get you, I'm gonna get you one. I was like, bet, and we shook on it. We shook on it. So.
Okay, so do you guys go ahead?
I'll say, wasn't it crazy that they make glow in the dark Ouija boards for kids? Like,
that's what I was gonna tell you
do
guys.
they really?
Yeah.
So like, do you? Okay, because I remember when I went to school. I went to school at a predominantly white school, and for whatever reason, I'll just, like, they didn't believe in that stuff. They were like, that's a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, okay, whatever, just because your culture doesn't have any stories or, like, anecdotes, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they said this, and it kind of did resonate with me. He's like, well, I mean, they mass-produce these Ouija boards. They sell them at Target. It's not like someone's standing over it and, like, putting a curse on it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I'm just, like, also, like, it's still, like, even if you were to make your own makeshift one, you're still using it as like a medium to contact them. So, but do you guys believe that like Ouija boards are bad? I don't know. Like, do you, or with something that was manufactured in China or wherever it was made and then shipped to the stores?
All the Chinese workers that die making them, they haunt them.
Oh. Okay.
No,
So
okay.
serious really
It's not like per Ouija board.
I'm just
taking that live, bro. No,
But,
I think it's just an easy way for people, for things to communicate with you though, because I mean, what if it's easy to move the little, thing, instead of like being like, oh, can you blow out this candle? You know what I mean? What if it takes less energy for them to do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's easier just like, hey, let me move.
One time I got out of the shower, and it was steaming right in the bathroom, and we had a mirror in the shower, and I just saw a handprint, and I said, "Nah, I'm tripping."
Hey, it could have been anybody.
And then I went and then I told my brother, "Hey, you fucker, did you put a hand in the mirror?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You motherfucker."
Are you messing with me?
All right. That's funny.
But yeah, I was like, you know how we play Phasmo and stuff? It's like fingerprints.
Yeah, so there's a game that we play on the computer, basically on PC.
We gotta determine what the ghost type is and all that stuff, and we have different clues.
Oh, that's cool.
And we can talk to it. We're like, "Hey, are you there?" And then it just goes like, "Behind you."
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't play that.
Yeah,
especially when you play with headphones, like it'll.
Yeah. I think that's the fun part about it, and I think that's really why we were kind of like. We decided to do this segment, is because
we like getting scared.
It, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Until it happens in real life. Ooh. Then it'll.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for your chilling story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thank you for that.
Well, I made a sacrifice.
You have plenty more, I'm sure.
Not like anything crazy, like though. I give you guys my best too.
We're gonna experience something more.
No.
Stay tuned for later this summer.
We're getting a voodoo doll.
Huh?
Those exist.
Yeah,
Like,
those are real.
they're cute too
That,
sometimes.
that falls into like the brujeria.
Do you guys believe in that talking about the brujeria?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Like que le haces los amarres and all that stuff.
What's that?
Like when they do something to like make you stay with them.
Like a
Whenever-
binding spell type of thing? Yeah, I believe in that.
I have a friend who says that somebody like carved their name into a pepper and they hid it in their house and now they're married. So I don't know if it's just because they were meant to be or because they hicieron brujeria.
I believe in that stuff, so.
I mean, they put in like intentions into it, and
then there's also one que dicen que la agua de calzón. Have you guys heard of that one?
no.
It's where the girl like boils water, I guess, and like puts her underwear in it and then gives it to the guy to drink, and that like makes it so that they never get separated.
That's kind of weird.
But I feel like people do that.
Yeah.
Well, there's crazy people out there, yeah.
Well, not even crazy people that just like, I don't like when they just really, really want something. Well, it's because it to me it goes into like.
You think it's a way for them to manifest it type
That's
of
what
thing?
I was gonna say, because you know when you really want something, like let's say how you want to work out or whatever, like you start to manifest it. Like, you know what? Instead of saying like tomorrow, I'm gonna try to wake. No, you start saying like I will wake up. I can, like
Okay.
putting it more into like manifestation. The avenues of that start to like open up for you. So what
Okay.
you thought was impossible, like, is more
Because you have a different
attainable.
way to see it, I guess.
yeah, and like how
But
I
that's
see it.
just going way too far with that then.
But manifestation is real. Like people manifest. Like,
Yeah.
so what would be the difference of people like manifesting, but things like that?
Like to love and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it does involve like another person. But it's like you don't know. Maybe they're using like manipulation on them, but
Yeah.
to some extent they're still also like
It's
manifesting.
coming true to what they
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah. I was gonna say something too, but I'd rather not because it involves somebody that was in my life in the past.
They're not listening.
They're not listening.
You're right. So my most recent.
Is it the one with
My
the,
most
with the bracelet?
No. Yeah,
The one on
that
the
same
whiteboard?
person. That
Okay,
same
okay.
person.
Not the one on the whiteboard.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whiteboard. Yeah. So.
In the corner watching us.
No, so she was
You get it.
before me. It was, she was in love with this other person, right? Madly in love, apparently.
Mhm.
And I kind of just like,
Souped in there.
Yeah,
Mr. Steal Your
after.
Girl.
Mr. Steal Your Girl. And then now, like,
He's still his girl.
Oh.
because she's having his kid.
Oh. Okay. I remember now.
But like I don't know if now it's like she might have like kind
Done something
of
to
done
him.
it on purpose too
To like.
to now have him be a part of her life.
People do that.
That's
People do
crazy.
that.
It's crazy to me that people will go out of their way to do all this stuff. So all right, well, thank you guys for tuning in again for another Friday
Night Frights.
night.
Friday Night Frights.
Triple F Friday.
Friday fucking Frights.
Well, no, didn't we say it was like triple F?
Friday Freaky Frights. Wait.
Freaky Friday? Oh, that's a good one too. Nah. Friday
think-
Fright. I think we just had said Friday Fright.
Friday Frights? Or Friday Night Frights? Or,
We'll figure it
I don't
out.
know.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys, yeah, and then thank you for being on this week.
Yes.
Just remember, if you guys have any stories you guys would like us to tell,
Yeah,
just write them down in the DMs. And
yeah, send us a message or however,
Comment.
and let us know. Let us
Yeah.
know.
well, thank you.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
have a nice day.
See ya.
Adios.